Bali tried to take me out, y'all. I don't know if you guys know about this thing called Bali belly. If you don't know about it, now you know, and you're gonna find out if you ever make your way to Bali. I thought I was immune from this, you know? But it hit me like a ton of bricks this past weekend, and I had to reschedule my class for my course, week 3. So if y'all watching this, girl made it to the other side. Glory be to God. Because it hit me unexpectedly, and it didn't last as long as I thought it would, thankfully, but definitely was a time to rest and recuperate. And so, yeah, so for those that don't know, Bali belly is exactly what it sounds like. It is belly full of Bali. It is like a stomach bug, a stomach virus that hits you for like 24 hours or more. And you usually get it from eating something contaminated, or maybe even drinking the water, anything obviously that we're not quite used to in our country and cultures. If it messes with your pH system and your tummy, then you're gonna feel it. But I've been on the island now, you know, for like 10 months, and I haven't gotten anything, and then this hit me like a ton of bricks the other day. But anyway, you girls made it, glory be. I'm glad I was able to record this video today, because that was questionable too, but here we are. So if you ever come to Bali, I didn't even eat anything weird. That's the thing, like I didn't eat anything weird. The last thing I remember having was a peppermint tea in a cafe. I was working, and yeah, you know, I don't know. But anyway, it did coincide with the massive energy clearing that I did for myself. So maybe that's it. This week's video is for Monday, May 22nd, all the way to Sunday, May 28th. We are on our last week in May, kind of, with the exception of a couple of days. And so thank you for joining me. If you guys are new to my channel, what up, what up? I welcome you. I am Tatianna Tarot. I am an Iyalorisa of the Ifa Orisha tradition, an Espiritista, a mom, a tarot diviner, Akashic record practitioner, subtle energy healer, all these fun stuff. And you can catch me every Monday on my channel, giving you the 411 on what to expect energetically. Tarot energy forecast. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find out for the week what the energy is gonna be like, and you can take it and you can just take what you need and leave the rest, right? Like I always say, a lot of the information is kind of channeled for this week ahead, but it may not only apply for this week ahead. It could be applying for the whole month, several weeks ahead, the whole year. So just watch this video with an open heart and open mind, and also be open to your own intuitive insights and pingings that may come along to supply you with additional information. Take notes if that's your thing. It's my thing. And so I'm gonna be hitting you this week is catching up to the workflow. I'm hitting you this week with, again, the same old Rider-Waite, nothing special. The Psychic Tarot, we use that today. The Angel Tarot, we use that. And this Romani, excuse me. I was gonna say Nomani, like nomadic Romani. Romani Oracle deck that I got in Etsy years ago. I do not recall the actual name. If you can find it, that's good. It was a limited edition. It's not something that's widely publicized. And the Herbal Astrology deck by Adriana Ayales, okay, who is an amazing medicine keeper, especially with the plant medicines. So let's get into this, shall we? The libations are poured, things are prepared. So Great Spirit, what is it that we need to know from Monday the 22nd, Tuesday the 23rd? Monday the 22nd, Tuesday the 23rd. Let's get into it, Great Spirit. What is it that we need to know for these 2 days energetically? What needs to be brought up to our awareness? Cards are flying out, so give us the scoop. All right. What do I want to do? I kind of want to pull 3. We're gonna see. First card that's coming out for Monday and Tuesday, and again, it can apply for the whole week, so on and so forth, 22nd and the 23rd, is that Knight of Pentacles. Is that, I mean, we are officially now, this is what, May 22nd, May 21st, depending on when you are watching this. We're officially in Gemini season. So it's gonna flip, the energy's gonna switch up. Okay, that's an air sign. We're more communicative, we're more dealing with thought and rationale and all that fun stuff. Knight of Pentacles here, this is our homie who likes to take it easy. This is our homie who is grounded, who's quite literally down to earth, and has a very slow and methodical approach to life. That is just the energy that we're receiving here with the Knight of Pentacles. Being that this card is indicative of something that is incoming. We see this coupled with the Lovers. So this could be very much someone who is entering your life now. And this might not always apply to a romantic relationship for whomever is watching. It can, but it's not only mutually exclusive to romance. So when we see the Lovers, we talk about partnerships in terms of that which is harmonious to our soul, not just on a romantic plane, but it could be platonic, it could be familial, it could be a coworker, you know, individuals that we have signed up to learn things from and exchange and grow with in this lifetime, that are in alignment with our soul's mission in some shape or form, whether it be for long term or short term, you never know. With the Knight of Pentacles, this is definitely pointing to someone who has reliable tendencies. Like they can be trustworthy, they're reliable, they may take a freaking long time to get to a decision, they may ruminate over their choices and pathways in which to take. But the Lovers definitely shows someone entering our lives who is kind of slow and steady. And so what is the nature of this? This is really interesting. I didn't expect us to receive incoming, like something that's quite literally coming our way. I thought at least the first opening spread would give us more so of a glimpse as to, you know, the emotional world and the emotional realm that's going on inside of us this week. But no, the Knight of Pentacles is very much like, I bear a gift. I bear a gift. My presence is a gift, or it is either I'm about to come into your life to exchange some valuable information, or to show you something inside of yourself that you're not aware of, or to just drop a reminder. You know, it could be really difficult trying to tie down the type of gift that is given here. I could just say that this is a gift that is of great value. It's not necessarily monetary. It's not necessarily materialistic. It could be, you know, words of affirmation. It could just be that this person is a symbolic representation of the things that you want. And by seeing them and by interacting with them, it is almost like an indication that you're right there in achieving that, or it's just around the corner. That could be one thing. It could quite literally be someone with an offer or an opportunity that in time does grow into something substantial, something strong, something of great value to your heart, whether it be financially in career, whether it be a friend that is like, oh, this is a soul tie, and we're taking it easy now, but you know, there's great potential here. Or even, you know, romantically, that may be the case, that you just meet somebody that you didn't really consider being serious with, or didn't really see a future with, that, you know, it's going to take some time, but it has great potential. There's something about these two combinations saying you really need to take your time with this individual, this gift that is given to you, this presence, this information, right? In whatever way it's shared to you, if it's a person, if it's news, if it's literal, you know, a book, an information, whatever way it's given to you, I feel like, one, you're going to know exactly what it is when you receive it, or you're going to feel it, you're going to sense it. It may not even be logical. It could just be like you meet someone and you're like, oh, I feel like there's something that's, you know, ¿cómo se dice? Like, I can't think of words right now, that's brewing beneath the surface that's much larger than what I can conceptualize right now. And I gotta hold space to let it kind of manifest into whatever it is. Just like you plant a seed and the seed isn't a full tree the next day, kind of like this. There will be a seed that's planted for you in the beginning of this week or the duration of this week, rest of this month, what have you, that holds great value that you will resonate with. It won't be confusing. It will be here. It will be present. But it won't be fully manifested in its final form before your eyes right now. And so this is something you will have to be patient with. This is something that you will have to trust your gut and your instincts with. This is not something that you would want to spend so much time being logical about. There's a lot of hidden factors. There's a lot of mystical factors that are still at play, revealing the ultimate destination. So where this combination is going to go. And again, I have to remind you that yes, it may very much be romantic, but it could be, you know, someone that you're meeting that's amazing friendship potential. They've got business ideas, you've got business ideas, so on and so forth. Or just someone that, you know, you click with, that is an incredible friend that you share a lot in common with. And, you know, you're taking your time to get to know this person, to really open up and be vulnerable with them, to really include you and include them in your friend circle, so on and so forth. This also, what Spirit is telling me is that there's natural progression of healing within family dynamics. So if there have been wounds that have been recently resurrected through these recent eclipses and new moons, even if it's wounds inside of yourself, wounds inside of, you know, regarding your inner child and what you expect as standard behavior in life, that is healing. You know, you're seeing palpable changes. You're seeing real life changes here in your day-to-day life. And it's going to also manifest, Spirit is saying it's going to manifest in and reflect itself in the relationships that you're cultivating or the relationships that you already have. Some of the relationships you already have may be undergoing a new level of resetting. Resetting what the standard was in the relationship, resetting the boundaries, resetting the expectations, perhaps even resetting some of the energetic contracts that you guys agreed upon before meeting in this lifetime. Maybe there is some sort of subconscious spiritual understanding between all parties involved, like, okay, we learned this and this and this. We don't want to keep learning it this way. We want to change our energetic contract to include more harmony, more ease, or we want to now do this together. We see that there's a parallel mission in helping, in being of service in this particular area, and we want to work there. There could be that's happening, brewing in a lot of your relationship dynamics. And that's going to take time for it to unfold. It's going to take time for, whether it's being said and vocalized out loud, which it probably won't be. It's going to take some time for both parties or all parties involved to really integrate this new medicine, to integrate these new energetic changes, everything that has just recently occurred with the eclipse and the new moons. It's been a lot of pulling masks off, shedding skins off, unexpected plot twists. And so right now the soil looks very chaotic. It looks very untended to. It looks like a bunch of weeds here and this patches here, and it needs to be, you know, kind of cultivated into something where it is going to support a great harvest for you in the future. And so that's what's going on right now underneath the scenes. Like, if you guys have been doing any energy work, if you've been doing any emotional work, if you've been doing spiritual work, it definitely shows. And like I said before, it will be reflected in the nature of your relationships of all kinds, right? You're in a ship relating to other people. Pay attention to the nature of that. Pay attention to how you feel when that person's around you. Pay attention to that, what gets triggered or lack thereof. Pay attention to the ease or lack thereof. Pay attention to the resistance. Pay attention to the body language. Pay attention to the subtle cues. Pay attention to the spirits that come up. Pay attention to their spirits. Pay attention to the past that comes up in your brain and whether or not you're present. So all of this is going to be feeding you valuable information that may or may not be relevant to the person. It could just be a reminder of things you still need to heal. It could be a reminder of things in your past life that are coming up that need to be cleared in order for you to step into your mission in this lifetime. And so many things. But anyway, the last card of this spread is the Emperor, which, you know, is very Saturnal, very stoic, very strict in nature, is teaching us lessons for our growth in order for us to establish a legacy, okay? Establish a legacy. This is not a king. This is not someone who is trying to figure it out. This is someone who has figured it out, because there's a certain level of maturation here that surpasses all of the other hierarchical cards in the tarot system. With the Emperor, he is the great father. He is the great father. He is the great masculine divine presence that is healed, that has been through toxicity and back again, and has learned from their patterns and their storylines, and is now a master of the realm of the living in many ways. You know, the Emperor deals with the tangible, whereas the Empress deals with the intangible and the invisible. She deals with the emotions, and she deals with the spirit realm, and she deals with the healing, and she deals with the creativity and the femininity, things that we don't necessarily see. Whereas the Emperor is building, the Emperor is implementing structure, the Emperor is, you know, orderly in rules and regulations and logic and this and that, which isn't bad. We need both, right? But the fact that the Emperor is coming out here means it brings great importance to this encounter. Whether this is a reminder of someone you already have in your life, whether it's someone new that's coming in, this is going to be contingent on the individual. This is not a generalized reading where I'm talking to 50 million people out here and it's like everybody is somebody new coming in your life. That's not going to be the case. Some of you guys have this person. Some of you guys may be reminded of a person. Some of you guys may quite literally meet someone new. And so the presence of the Emperor is that, you know, this person is to prepare you for your empire. This person is to prepare you for your legacy. This person is to remind you of the things that are very important, or to help you fine-tune what your personal rules and regulations are. What are your expectations? What are your standards? Is what I kind of went over in the last video. What are your laws? What are your contracts saying? What, you know, what is it? What do you demand? What are your non-negotiables? And what's going to help your empire thrive, right? From all that you've learned in the past and all the trials and tribulations you've been through, what's going to help you big yourself up and win? So that's what the Emperor is here for. And this person can also have a very meticulous nature to them. Maybe their way of doing things or their way of seeing the world isn't as witchy or creative, isn't as mystical as some of you guys may seem to be. So we're getting the Knight of Pentacles. We said, you know, someone down to earth, very practical, very like literally of the earth. And then the Emperor, which is someone that reinforces those behaviors. They're not entirely absolved of the things that make us go woo-woo. The things that light up our lives, like miracles, they just don't know how to navigate that realm. Okay, and so this is a person that like may embody that. They may remind you of the very real life things and practical things you need to handle. So on one aspect, you know, the Lovers is about duality. It's about our masculinity and it's about our femininity joining forces as one entity to be whole, to be like a living embodiment of Source. And it's almost Spirit saying like this Monday and Tuesday, you've been on this wave of the divine feminine, which we spoke of in the last video. You've been on this wave of healing. You've been on this wave of clearing emotions and stuff. What are you doing in real time now to apply all these changes? What's happening in the real world? Are you structured? Are you focused? Are you disciplined? Do you have a way to deal with your distractions? Is there a long-term plan? How realistic is your long-term plan? What support systems do you have to ensure your long-term plan is successful? What support systems do you have around you in terms of people? Some of you guys may need some sort of a coach. You might need some sort of a mentor. You might need some sort of a guide. That may very much well be the entity that is entering your life at this time, or someone that reminds you of such is coming through to really help with your empire, to help you look at what is realistic, and you need to zoom in, tunnel vision, at this time. I think Spirit is like, enough with the spiritual baths, enough with the ancestral veneration, enough with the spirits, enough with the cards. There's never enough for all of that, let me tell you right now. But if there's an iteration of Spirit that's like, okay, you guys keep on focusing on that, and you really need to focus on sitting your ass down, rectifying your Google Calendar, getting a Pomodoro method technique fucking timer so that you're working and then you're taking breaks, so that you're not just like on autopilot, right? You're not just on autopilot, trying to figure things out, that there's some sort of a system that you're sticking to that you can ensure matches the vibration of your spiritual and your feminine side, is supported by the feminine side, but it's still very much divine masculine, and you feel inspired and you feel led and you feel divinely purposed by acting on it, right? So there is kind of like the Emperor energy coming through. A lot of you guys may have the presence of a father nearby in the spirit form. So you guys have a dad that has passed away, a godfather, an uncle, a brother, even a lover maybe that was very important that passed away unexpectedly. The presence of the Emperor can very much be around, almost like you are protected, you are safe, you are seen, you are held. But also in some sort of a cosmic humor fashion, are you handling business, or is business handling you? So making sure that all the corners are being addressed. This week seems to be much more like okay, so it is an ideal week, especially with the new moon in Taurus. We just got into the Jupiter in Taurus, which it is setting the tone to such great valuable rewards, such wealth, such riches that can be inherited and manifested and created if you get your shit together. And that's what the Emperor is really trying to do, okay? And even more so, we've got this card called the Gift in the Oracle card. So this person, this presence, this thing is really coming through as a reminder, to remind you what's important, remind you of the practical, remind you to take care of business, remind you to take advantage of that opportunity. Some of you guys are just sitting on opportunities, and you know, it may be a case like, I'm not in the mood, I don't have the time right now, but you're going to need to make time. You're going to need to put yourself in the mood, whether that's like you need to take a cleansing, you need to go get a massage, you need to talk to a friend, get yourself right back in the mood, because this is not something you want to avoid or miss out on. There is cosmic alignment here. There is something about divine timing, and it could very much be that a lot of your guides are sending this person this reminder, this energy to the forefront of your mind. It is something that needs to be integrated, something that needs to be learned, and something that needs to be chewed and swallowed and thought of very much so intentionally for some time, that a lot of you guys are missing. You now need to be the main character in your life, and you now need to kind of be able to lead with that sense of conviction, and not shame, and not littleness, not, oh, I'm not at where I need to be, so no. It's almost like you need to fluff your feathers up and really go for it, for lack of a better word. So let's get into Wednesday and Thursday, the 24th and the 25th of this week, Great Spirit. Wednesday and Thursday, what is the energy? 24th and 25th. Todavía lo mismo. Almost the same. You saw me shuffle the cards. Hold on. Y'all saw me shuffle the cards. Yes, indeed. We almost have the same... I want to see something. We almost have the same layout. Wednesday and Thursday, 24th and 25th. What is it giving? We almost have the same layout. Wednesday and Thursday is giving the Knight of Pentacles, is giving the Lovers, and it's giving the Ten of Pentacles, which is a very celebratory energy. It is is a very ancestral celebratory energy and elevated guide celebratory energy. Yeah, you're okay. This is a time where if you guys, and we're getting troubles. So if you're somebody that has been actively, and shout out to everybody that's enrolled in my Beyond the Veil course, because this may be you. We haven't gotten to that portion of the course yet, but anybody who has watched me for many years or has taken any of my classes, you know I'm the queen of Egungun. I talk about ancestors, I talk about spirit, and I talk about communicating to them at any point in day, not just on the altar, just like a way of life. So if you're one of those people that have been actively talking to them about your life, about your troubles, about your struggles, about, okay, this is working for me, but this area of my life is not working, or I've been doing the work, now what? Like, I've been doing the internal work, I've been putting out the offerings, I've been, you know, conducting myself in good character, now what? Like, why are things not moving for me? What's going on? And I can relate deeply. I can deeply empathize with that. And so what this combination of cards is saying is, baby girl, baby boy, baby they, you are heard. You're seen, you're heard. There is no timing like right timing. You're heard. There is no timing like right timing, right action, right thought, right mind, right heart, right timing. And so for a lot of you guys that feel like you've missed the mark, or perhaps that you're running yourself ragged in circles, doing all of this work for what? The work is working. The work is working. The work is working through you. You need to take a minute and a step back to celebrate your own shifts and your transformations. I think this is a point in time where we need to kind of like drop the mic and just like rest and be like, wow, I am such a different person than I was maybe even a month ago in watching these videos, right? We are still getting the Knight of Pentacles. So again, we are being advised to slow our roll. Slow our roll. Don't overdo anything. Do what you feel you need to do when you need to do it, when you get the calling to do it. And what that requires is for you to slow down and listen to your inner cues, and when your inner voice tells you to do something. But it is also a card of processing. Like, a lot of your internal systems may be burnt out at this time, or just too busy trying to wonder what's next. Your job is not to figure out what's next. Your job is to live your best life from moment to moment, and to do what you're put here to do. And that will unfold when you're deeply present in the moment. And the Knight of Pentacles does that. The Knight of Pentacles is not the Knight of Wands. We're not seeing this dude bring his horse, like race his horse like a lunatic. This dude is like trying to make sure, is there a pothole in front of me, so that if I race my horse, the horse don't break his leg, and now I'm stranded in the middle of this desert with no food and water. The Knight of Pentacles is like, before I even take my horse to the other side of the town, let me read my crystal ball to see who's there, because I want to know if they're going to eat me alive when I get there. You know, so it's very calculated, very intentional. And so that is what the energy is giving right now, is how present can you be with yourself? There is almost like a stillness that needs to be instilled at this time in order for you to see the next steps. It's like Spirit wants you to tune into the crystal ball inside of yourself. And if you could just take a moment to just hush and settle the mind and give yourself the gift of silence, I think the map of what you're trying to achieve or go on or need clarity on will be clearly shown to you. It's almost like a confirmation with this troubles card. It's like Spirit knows that you're in a predicament, or you're trying to solve a predicament, and yet it is trying to give you advice in a way that you would not expect, and in and through you, because you are Spirit, and the very help that you're asking for is inside of you. The very changes and energetic changes that you're calling for and invoking is inside of you. And so you need to kind of settle the waters within in order to kind of clearly gaze at your own inner waters and see what the fortune is. So taking things slow, really observing really just paying attention to everyone's story, paying attention to your own story, being neutral, not allowing your emotions swaying you left and right is too chaotic, and it burns a lot of energy that you won't have, then you need to use for other important things. The Lovers is such a beautiful, harmonious time. This is really a time, although you're being asked to be, you know, to settle down, slow down, take things slow, whatever. It is a time where you should be meeting other people. You should be networking. You should be going out. You should be living your best life. You should be adorning yourself with self-adoration, adorning yourself with self-worship, adorning yourself with self-celebration and self-victory. Just reminding yourself of all the amazing things that make you great, reminding yourself of the greatness in you, reminding yourself of the greatness in your life, and as a result, instilling a practice of gratitude, because amplifying appreciation gives you more things to appreciate. And so with the Lovers, it's almost like I see this as being surrounded by, both on a physical level, people who are kindred spirits, people who are beloved creatures that are here to join you on your mission, friends, family members, and you should be focusing on those that shine the light in you or take the light out, that allow you to embrace your light, that support you. You should be focusing on that, okay? And you should be hanging out with people that do the same, right? A lot of your relationships are changing. I just got to remind you that and they're changing for the better. It's an evolution. You know, a relationship with your best friends evolving to the next level, a relationship with your lovers evolving to the next level of a relationship with your dad and mom, relationship with the spirit realm, relationship with self evolving to the next level. It is becoming more harmonious. It's becoming more balanced. It's becoming more easeful. It's becoming more unconditionally loving and accepting. It's becoming more tender. It's becoming more deeply compassionate and filled with empathy. Right? So it's really sweet. It's beautiful. It's like you're being shown the fruit that lies in your garden, that the fruit is not just monetary. It's not just money. It's not just opportunities to make money, opportunities for this, but what already lies in your garden that is thriving. I think your ancestors are trying to show you that in the center of this week. But they also want to bring in more people, more celebration, more aligned, fruitful outgoings, right? Situations that make you go, damn, this definitely was from my Agungun. This definitely was orchestrated from the spirit realm. If you guys have been doing all that spirit work, it's heard. Like I said before, it's heard. Prayers are answered. Prayers are answered. Prayers are being answered. Prayers are answered. It's just a matter of divine timing. This is a week of great transparency. You might, even if it's like you being transparent to your journal, or you being transparent to a medium of art, physical expression, written expression, molding clay, fixing, making clothes, fixing flowers, arranging flowers, gardening, something, plant medicine, something. You're making something. Your expression is being articulated through those forms as well on an emotional level. And so it could be things that you need to express that have happened in a past life, or a parallel life, or love, or something. It doesn't have to be something that it needs to be cleared or toxic, but it's happening. And where was I going with this, Spirit? I don't know. I just see like these hold on, let's go back to the original thought. These means of expression are almost offerings for the spirit realm. So we need to take into account other ways of communicating just than verbally. Like, we're very multifaceted, we're very multidimensional individuals. I feel like this is a time in which if you feel you've belittled your creativity or you shut it off, or you haven't given it much credit, or you're one of those kids that was told to focus on something more practical, this is a time to reclaim those gifts. This is a time to give those means of expression of voice. And you are supported in the ancestral realm. It could bring a lot of wealth to you in the form of divine encounters, in the form of, you know, great health, in the form of, side note, if some of you guys are planning a family or thinking of expanding a family, this could be a week in which you get apparitions and visions of that. You know, I feel like the spirit realm is very active, yet very happy. Like, this is elevated spirits. This isn't like lower tier. So the elevations that you've been doing on yourself and your guides, they're working over time. The offerings and the expressions, again, you don't have to talk to yourself out loud. It could be in a dance. It could be in the way you express yourself physically that day, by what you wear. It could be by what you make with your hands, or the food offerings you have. The Two of Water is coming out in this particular deck. This is generally associated with love, partnership, commitment, reconciliation. If you guys are single, or you guys are not single, and there is trouble in the waters, or there's any sort of question regarding love and meeting your divine partner, take this as a don't worry about it. It's already here. It's gonna be resolved. You don't have to resolve it. And if you're single, you don't have anybody, somebody is around the corner. I feel like people say this all the time, but honey, I'm saying it. So someone's around the corner. Because the Knight of Pentacles and the Lovers is interesting. It came out twice. Then with the Ten of Pentacles, a lot of you guys need these people coming into your lives for your future mission, for whatever is to be made. If you are to have kids, if you are to continue working in your legacy, your dynasty, your empire, your descendants, you know, or the cousins and other people in your family you're doing this for. There is a rhyme and reason that is working through you and will be coming to you. There's a lot of peace. I mean, and also, if you guys are like, what the fuck is she talking about? My life is in shambles. Relationship is in shambles. You can also pray for that. You can pray. You can do an elevation on the relationship in and of itself. The spirit of the relationship. Ooh, come through. Spirits. They said do a 9-day elevation on the spirit of the relationship that has the turmoil. You can also be doing that to members of your ancestry, or that you know were problematic, or need that extra boost or light. Do an elevation on yourself. But you absolutely can pray on behalf of other people. Like, don't just pray for yourself. Pray that other people get... and that's a cheat code, because when you start praying for people and you start involving them in your workings and stuff, and you pray on their behalf, and not in a selfish way, but like you pray that they see the light, you pray for their, you know it's something serious when somebody's like, I'm gonna pray for you. And you just don't know what direction they're trying to take that in. Either way, I'm talking about taking it in the right direction. Just pray for people. Do that elevation. Now, I know 11 of you are going to be like, well, how do I do a 9-day elevation for myself? The ones that know. When I have time, I'll be able to put it in there. If you are in my Possess Your Spirit membership, online monthly membership, how to do an elevation is up in there. I believe so already. If it's not already up in there, please let me know, and I'll just do a quick video being like how to do a 9-day elevation. Those in the Beyond the Veil course, that's what we're going to get into week 3. Okay, so stay tuned. Those that are not knowing what I'm talking about, it's okay. So I would also suggest that you guys reset the waters in your altars. Resetting it as frequently as you need. Cool, fresh water. We want clarity this week. We want clarity of mind. Go wash your head with some nice, cool coconut water. Go take a nice white baño. Okay, go dress in white. I'm going to the gym, okay? So I don't like to sweat on my white clothes. I know I need to be wearing more white. Finding white in Bali is like, what are we doing? It's so difficult. But yes. So hold on. Nope. I already pulled out an oracle card. So yes, that's what we're getting. What other? I think also this is a week of romance. If you're booed up already, boom, that's the message. If you, I'm like that. What is that guy from like Thailand that always does this? 1, 2, 3. If you guys got a boo, all right, boo them up. All right, this is like I said, this is a week of celebration. This is a week of self-adoration. This is a week of worship. Go put all of that Oshun energy into the relationship. Go sweeten it up with honey. Go love up on your partner. Words of affirmation for yourself too. And if you're not booed up, then, you know, Spirit is absolutely expecting you to treat yourself as if you were already booed up. And what that may look like and mean to you could be so many different things. Absolutely use your imagination, you know, as to how you want to show yourself adoration this week. But be extra. You're being advised to be extra. So for this upcoming weekend, the 26th, the 27th, and 28th, Friday the 26th, Saturday the 27th, Sunday the 28th. What are we doing? What are we doing? What is going on with the energy? Let's just shuffle like this because you never know with these cards. What does Spirit want to say about this energy this week? Okay. We are navigating we are navigating rocky waters this weekend. We are surpassing rocky waters. So what I mean by navigating it is that if you were a particular person that just went through a trial and tribulation emotionally, and you're like logically you're fried, emotionally like you don't know what to do, it seems like you're getting over that. Like the clarity is just around the corner. Whatever emotional hurdle you just had to go through, that is just to move that big lump of emotion from one body to another realization. Like, I don't know how to say it. With the Page of Wands, we see action, we see movement, we see curiosity, we see greatness, we see expansion, we see, haha, I want to conquer this, I want to bring this over there. We see the page being the page. The page wants to be a king. So page is like, what's my next step? What's my next move? Feisty, fiesta, rah, all that fire. So on an energetic standpoint, with the Six of Swords, which is just overcoming some sort of, sometimes this is quite literal travel. This is a transit. This is like physical transportation, or this could be emotional. Something that you are, your life in and of itself could be reflecting a major shift, a major upgrade. And in with that, you know, even though it is a great thing, you may be mourning aspects of yourself that you were not ready to shift and transform. There may be realizations that things with you in that past life or that area or that physical location cannot come with you where you're going next. Right? So I hope you guys understand, this could literally mean travel. This could mean relocation. This could mean shifting a job, moving somewhere, leaving a relationship, leaving a dynamic, coming to a realization that something is not moving, something is not changing. And so you need to change. You need to make decisions that are better for you. It is change that is ultimately positive. It is change that is ultimately for your best interest, but it's not necessarily change that is one and done. Like emotionally, you might be grieving, you might be moody, you might be resistant in many ways, or you might encounter some obstacles in those changes, right? But I don't feel like this is undergoing now. Like I feel like with the Page of Wands, this is like, all right, this energy that weekend, whatever that was, this weekend is like we're moving this tumbleweed. That tumbleweed is still moving. It's moving. It's progressing. We're going to the next level with this energy. We're still alchemizing it. It's going to its next phase. right? Like, yeah. What are we doing? What is the analogy that just popped in my head? Like an ice cube. Like water in a solid form is ice. And when you melt it down, it's liquid. And then you keep on applying heat, it becomes vapor. So that's what I mean, is that there's some sort of emotional discrepancy or challenge or blockage here that you've dealt with, that you're just coming out of. And this weekend, you'll see it moving on to another phase. Like, it won't be that heaviness. Still might be remnants of that. It's moving on to its other phase. You're getting clarity. There's an aspect of yourself that's like, okay, what do I do to move on from this? Like, what's the next step now? And so we see that. We see growth. We see progress. We see the desire to see what's on the other side of that emotion, really on in an enthusiastic way. Even though there was resistance, this weekend there might be some sort of curiosity and excitement. Okay, so what is there on this other side? Like, what do I do? What lies for me here? Why did this happen? Why was I brought here? What am I being shown? Queen of Swords, you're going to get all the answers you need this weekend. Whether it comes from your own logical findings, you just might get some thoughts that pop into your brain that give you the answer you're looking for. Whether it comes from insights, right? Conversations you have with other people, other people's perspectives. The beauty of the Queen of Swords is, yes, she's got those logical faculties that make her very witty and cunning and excellent conversationalist. She can see things from all angles, but she still upholds the feminine component, which means she's still very emotionally in tune and very perceptive emotionally, and doesn't disregard the importance of one's inner realm and you know, one's emotional depths or lack thereof. Like, she includes it all in her hypothesis and her analysis in order to make a final decision. And so I feel like this is a good weekend to marry in all that you've experienced emotionally, while factoring in new insights and new revelations that have appeared on a logical level. And you will be seeing why you had to go through what you had to go through, or you will be seeing the value of maybe what's the gift on the other side. I hope this makes a lot of sense for you. This can also come in the form of a woman who, you know, is just it's like, can y'all slow down so I can speak? The image that I'm getting is someone that is almost like a woman who is an old crone. I mean, excuse me. She is not old, she's wise. And maybe she's cronish. She's long gray hair. And when she speaks, it's like this smoke, this apparition of the unknown becomes known, right? And it's smoke that clarifies in the air, and it paints a clear picture of what it is you need to know. And so for some, this may be an actual woman. This may be someone who embodies that, even though they're not elders, right? Or it could be an elder, it could be a grandma, could be a mama, could be an auntie, or could be someone that has that elderly presence in your life that is not necessarily an elder. It could be an actual elder, an initiated elder, someone that you consider a spiritual elder. Could be a spirit that enters your dream realm or enters your psyche with that sort of clarity that you're seeking for. So stay open, because I feel like that presence is also showing you, like, if you feel like you're in an influx, you don't know where you're going, you're like, okay, I'm navigating these waters, it feels uncomfortable, you know, I get it, but I don't necessarily know where I'm going, I just want to make it to the other side. You're going to have a clear vision of that, or the path is going to be made for you with that sword. You know, that's something that you could talk to your guides too. Like, let the path be known. Like, if it's not this and this didn't work out, or wasn't that, what am I doing? Hello, GPS, reload, because I need the directions, right? But also bear in mind the beginning of the week, because we was like, take it easy. So don't be too thirsty in your request. Don't be like, oh my God, I need it now. I'm going to really malfunction if I don't get that clarity right now. It's going to come this weekend. Something's going to come this weekend. So pay attention. What is the insight that we're getting? Because the Queen of Swords don't be missing. All right. Some of you guys just might need to book with a reader or something. That could be it. Hope. There is hope for you. Okay. This is a beautiful, beautiful message. It is hope. Okay? This woman, this spirit, this energy instills hope in you. And it's like, oh my God. It's like you see why you had to go through the chaos. Look at this. This card that just popped out. Transfiguration. You see that tower with the dragon? It's the dragon. It's not the dragon. That's a, I don't know what the hell it is. It's a plant that looks like a snake dragon. This is giving Game of Thrones. Drogon Sacha. I'm not gonna read that. But anyway, you can kind of see it. It's like, why did I have to go through all of that? What is it? That was like very unnecessary. Oh my God, I can't believe I went through that. And this weekend's gonna be like, this is why. And this is the new Wizard of Oz path that you're gonna be led on. And you couldn't have gotten to this path if you didn't go through X, Y, and Z. Like, that's very much the fairy godmother. Hold on. Yeah, she ain't wearing pink though, but here. But don't play with me because I got a sword. Hello, baby. Okay. Good shit. So now we're going to check in for the rest of the week, the whole week. What is the message here? We need to know. What is the message? What's the final message? Let's close this off with some additional information and awareness. Just awareness. Gentle. Just a little gentle. Okay. Comfrey. All right. This comfrey. I think you give this to kids, their teeth, when they're like aching, right? I could be wrong. I think it's when you give them comfrey. This is a card. This is comfrey, and the key word is completion. Upright is achievement, completion of cycle, success, closure, completion of long journey, wholeness, mending. The astrological ruler is Saturn. Saturn comes out again, so pay attention. Comfrey, also known as bone set or knit bone, has been cultivated for its healing properties ever since 400 BCE. It was used by the ancient Greeks, Romans, Celts, and many more to heal broken bones, bind wounds, and stop heavy bleeding. Symphytum comes from the Greek words symphio, meaning to grow together, and phyton, meaning plant. Comfrey comes from the Latin confirmare, which also means to grow together. The Greek historian Herodotus recommended comfrey to stop severe bleeding internally and externally. Later Greeks used it to heal lung problems. Farmers value comfrey. It was grown as a food for people and livestock and produced valuable fertilizer for the garden. The plant was also used as food during the Irish potato famine in the 1840s, although it's recommended not to eat too much of it because of the impacts on the liver. Ruled by Saturn, comfrey promotes the healing of the skin and musculoskeletal systems. The roots and the leaves stimulate cell proliferation and promote bone and wound healing. Saturnian herbs are those that rule with the knowledge of karma, shielding, protection, endurance, space, and time. Saturn grants wisdom through challenges. Like Saturn, comfrey grounds us and teaches the lessons through karmic inheritance, supporting us as we endure through hardships. So the guidance, this is a very long explanation, as you may already know. Let's get into the guidance. Comfrey represents wholeness, completion, and closure of a great cycle. The wreath symbolizes a cycle containing the energy of the past, present, and future, hovering over the clouds to note how all the foundation of all cycles are grounded in mystery. Comfrey majestically grows in the center, representing the axis mundi, the sacred heart, the sacred that will pulses the great mystery. Comfrey has appeared today to signal that a great cycle is nearing completion. Stay aligned as you continue to prune and heal the garden of the south. What did I talk about? That garden on the floor, the soil. What did I talk about it? I talked about it. Look closely into repeated patterns, persons, or situations that keep showing up in your life, bitch. Respectfully. Draw upon Comfrey's power to mend and find wholeness in lessons and patterns that need closure. Some of y'all might need a past life regression. Some of y'all need to review your energetic cords with people. Energetic cords, energetic contracts, aka just join the Possess Your Spirit membership, because we be doing all that shit. It's buku recordings on all that. Get into it, baby. Link below. But anyway, that is a very interesting message. Spirit, what did I say with the Emperor? You gotta fine tune those loose ends, baby. We are growing an empire. We are reaching our next level of heights. Can nobody come with us that is not about that life? Okay? Stay ready so you never have to get ready type of energy. You are the main character. You are the big boss. Now, how are you going to show up for that? You've already been doing the energy work. You've been doing the woo-woo work. Now, what's the real life practical work in that? Right? Paths are closing. Paths are opening. Are you awake? Oh, no. Okay. Paths are closing. Paths are opening. Rakata, rakata. I love you guys. I'm so happy to have done this for you guys this week. Like, subscribe, share, all of that fun stuff. I should have said that in the beginning of the video, but here we are. If you want to join Possess Your Spirit membership, the link is down below. I'm gonna see you guys next week as per usual. Sending you all the love. Ciao.